It's a shame that the winners of the 2025 Royal Rumble have absolutely no chance main eventing either night 1 or night 2 of WrestleMania, and it's all because of WWE. If you're growing up and you're a wrestling fan, you've definitely dreamt of winning the Royal Rumble, headlining WrestleMania, getting your big win as the closeout show of either night 1 or night 2 of WrestleMania. Could you imagine winning the Royal Rumble match and having 2 nights of opportunity to potentially main event, and you're not gonna main event due to creative being absolutely horrible? That's currently what we're dealing with here. Both Jey and Charlotte had actual opportunities of potentially main eventing either night 1 or night 2 prior to the whole John Cena and Cody Rhodes thing. We all know that's going to be the night 2 main event. When Charlotte won the Rumble, Charlotte and Tiffany genuinely had a shot at potentially main eventing night 1 of WrestleMania. At least in my eyes. I think the realness to the story that it could have been, Tiffany Stratton looking up to Charlotte Flair wanting to take down Tiffany Stratton and not pass the torch off to Tiffany, I think that in itself is a huge storyline that they could have built off of. They are technically doing that storyline, but the build to it has just been awful. I hate to say this as I'm a huge Tiffany Stratton fan, but that one-on-one segment that they had last Friday night on SmackDown, where Charlotte Flair destroyed Tiffany Stratton in that segment, and Tiffany Stratton was repeating herself, not really knowing what to say. I feel like she may have even forgotten her lines. It was really sad to see because we're supposed to be building Tiffany Stratton, not Charlotte Flair. What are we doing? Who do we want the megastar to be after WrestleMania? Do we want it to be Charlotte Flair? No, we want it to be Tiffany Stratton. We want it to be the future of the women's division, the future of women's wrestling, which is Tiffany Stratton. She's got it all. We're making it seem like Tiffany can't hang with someone like Charlotte Flair. And I know Charlotte Flair is without a doubt one of the greatest women's wrestlers of all time, but in a sense, they still need to make it to where Tiffany can match the same level. Or is WWE doing it right by having Charlotte Flair keep her A game and Tiffany's trying to reach that level of Charlotte Flair? Let's be real here. Really, no one can match that level to Charlotte Flair when it comes to in-ring wise and also mic skills. Charlotte is phenomenal on the mic, and it was demonstrated in the segment between her and Tiffany Stratton. I genuinely don't like what they're doing with Tiffany. I feel like they're setting her up to almost fail. Now, we could say a lot of similar things between Jey Uso and Gunther. First off, WWE should have been ready to build this feud because they had Jey Uso pick Gunther way too early for the build to WrestleMania. It would have been fine if they had some sort of clue what to do afterwards. We're having Akira Tozawa try and build this feud for WrestleMania when this could potentially also be a night 1 main event. At the looks of it right now, I think both feuds have no chance at all of main eventing either night 1 or night 2. They're having Jey and Gunther rely on Akira Tozawa, Otis, Austin Theory, and Grayson Waller. All 4 superstars are great in their own right, but we need to focus on why Jey Uso is coming after Gunther and why he wants to make it known that he is at the same level as Gunther and he could take that championship off of him. Thank God they had Jimmy Uso slide into this mix because this feud was looking really ugly. People are clowning Jey for slipping in the ring and also having that mishap over the top rope. The fact that they acknowledged it, I feel like could benefit Jey Uso and make him even more like an underdog. But they need to use the underdog card right. You can't have Jey crying or about to cry and then Jimmy steps in and handles Jey's business. No, we need the right-hand man Jey Uso. We need the main event Jey Uso. We need the Jey Uso who went toe-to-toe with Roman Reigns. I just feel like WWE isn't really putting too much effort into Jey Uso and Gunther. Same with the Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair. I liked what they were doing with Tiffany and Charlotte. When Tiffany did the swanton off of the stage, I thought that was really phenomenal. And it made Tiffany look like a huge star. But then the week right after, we got Tiffany getting obliterated in a segment where Charlotte was just clearly overpowering her. It's not easy for me to just say that Jey and Gunther shouldn't main event. Who wouldn't want to see Jey Uso closing out either night 1 or night 2, winning the championship, and all of 80,000 potentially plus people yeeting out of their minds? Winning the Royal Rumble is supposed to make stars. Even though Jey Uso is already a star, this would take him into heights like never seen before in recent memory. You can even say if Jey Uso wins, it'll put him on a level like Daniel Bryan was when he won it at WrestleMania. Main eventing is a huge deal when it comes to winning the Royal Rumble. When you win the Rumble, you're supposed to main event. It's supposed to give you that aura, as the new kids will say. You don't always have to win at WrestleMania just because you won the Rumble, but you at least gotta give one of these two a main event spot. I gotta say, there's no chance. There's no chance that either of these two are going the main event, and I'm frustrated at that because I want to see Jey and Gunther main event. I want to see Charlotte and Tiffany Stratton main event, but WWE didn't give us enough juice for these feuds to make us care enough. I have a lot of hope that these matches are going to be great. I can guarantee you that Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton are going to shock everyone just because their match isn't going to main event. Their match, in ring-wise, will beat anyone who is on either night 1 or night 2, hands down. I can guarantee you that. Jey Uso beating Gunther, whether or not that's a main event of night 1 or night 2, will still be an insane moment in WrestleMania history and a massive deal for Jey Uso. But the winners of the Rumble are supposed to get their time to shine. It's supposed to be, you earned that spot. You earned it. You won the Royal Rumble. You earned that spot to be closing out the biggest wrestling show of the entire year. You're supposed to get that time to shine. I'm disappointed in WWE for how they've been handling both of these feuds, and I hope before WrestleMania actually does hit, we do get a turnaround for both Jey Uso and Gunther and Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair. Do I think anything that they can do before Mania will make it to where one of them could main event? No. But do I think WWE can turn it around to where we actually genuinely care about each feud before WrestleMania? Yes. And I hope that's the answer, because Jey and Charlotte deserve it, as well as Gunther and Tiffany. They deserve it too. This is a big deal for them. These are the Royal Rumble winners declaring their match against the champions. This is big for all 4 superstars involved, and I hope all 4 of them get the flowers that they deserve when it comes to WrestleMania. Let me know what you think. Are the circumstances this year just too much for the Royal Rumble winners between John Cena and Cody Rhodes, and then the triple threat match between Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins? And we could even throw in the Io Sky, Bianca Belair, and Rhea Ripley. Is that just too much star power in all 3 of those matches to compare to the Royal Rumble winners? This is a very different WrestleMania season than we're normally used to. It's just very weird that we're not going to see a Royal Rumble winner main event either night 1 or night 2. I'm baffled. I'm baffled at that because there's so much talent here. It just wasn't utilized right, in my opinion. But let me know what you think. Do you think there's still a chance that Jey and Gunther could potentially main event, or Charlotte and Tiffany, the passing of the torch main event? Night 1 is the only one up for grabs. Night 2 is John Cena and Cody Rhodes. We all know that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.